Hey everyone, I'm Severino, your personal business coach. And today I have to go quickly live to share with you something incredible. I found the best oracle for 2024 and beyond. It is on the one chain that's on fire right now. The top 10 trending coins and projects are right now on this chain. It's the Solana chain. And I have to share with you why I bought them. I will walk you through my due diligence because we are here to help you make sure that every day feels like vacation. And how do you get there? By having revenue systems and by having investment systems. So the sprint life is I get to do what I like to do every single day of the year. And today I want to share why I bought this specific oracle. We will talk about what is an oracle, which problem does it solve? Does it solve a real world problem? By the way, the glass is not, I'm not trying to be fancy. I have an inflamed eye. So sorry for that. And my exact rating, I will walk you through the 10 steps of the due diligence. And I will share with you my exact buy orders, so make sure you stick around. Let's jump into it. So what are the top 10 trending tokens? According to Bird Eye, which is just an aggregator that visualizes what's going on right now in the digital assets world, if you look at the top 10 trending tokens right now, they are all in the Solana ecosystem. So this ecosystem is right now on fire. We are at the beginning of the bull cycle. We might call it spring. It's not summer yet, so we're not too late. And what I did today, I cannot give you advice on what to do because it depends on where you are. But what I did today is I went into one of these tokens. As you know, I'm a Solana holder since years, and you are too if you were looking at those due diligence that gave us, if you remember, 8 out of 10, which was really high. So congrats if you are here since last year. And right now, the oracle that I want to share with you is exactly in this ecosystem. So it's a validated ecosystem and it's the oracle of that ecosystem. So what is an oracle? Let's go to the basics. What is an oracle? An oracle is something that solves the biggest problem that we have on the planet right now. What would you say is the biggest problem that we have right now on the internet? And my thesis is the biggest problem is trustworthy sources of data. So when you use ChatGPT, for example, and you are a lawyer, you cannot actually use your results in court. Why? Because it doesn't tell you the sources, and there is no trustworthy link to the actual source of the information. So whatever can solve that problem is solving a big global problem. We will need that. One candidate in solving that problem is this team. And the Pyth Network is an oracle. If you remember, the biggest oracle over the last years was Chainlink. And Chainlink is an amazing technology. It has shown that it works really well. For example, it's bridging Web 2 and Web 3 world to create the Trueflation database, which shows you current inflation numbers per country in a very good way. Only problem is it's too slow. It takes 10 minutes to update. So if you want to show things on a weekly time frame, it's great, or a monthly time frame. Chainlink is amazing, but there are newer, higher frequency, real-time oracles. And one of them is the one that I want to show you today. It's the fastest oracle. So if you want to run, let's say, the NASDAQ on an oracle, on a database that is fast enough to show you the current prices, then this is what we're talking about. We are at Pyth Network, and you can have a look at all these things here. What I have done is I've collected the most important pieces of information for you to quickly get to your due diligence. So what I did is I went through all the data that I could find in 6 different databases, and I've run Pyth Network through my due diligence checklist. It got only 6 out of 10 points, so it's a high risk play. That's why I went in with 1% of my trading portfolio. It's a high risk thing, and so I do not recommend you to enter that. And it's very, very early, so we don't know what's gonna happen. The only things that we can assess, I tried to assess. So does it solve a real problem? If it is able to trustworthy source information that we have on the internet, then yes, so that becomes a green. Is it decentralized? Not yet, because that will need time. By fully decentralized, I mean really that it has more than 1,000 nodes. It's not there, but it's growing so fast. It can be there very quickly. Let me show you maybe just the transaction volume, which is, if I remember correctly, it's 8.1 billion right now. Let's go to the Pyth network, and we can see that traded volume right now is at its highest in November. 1 year ago it was 0.6 billion, and we are today at 9.1 billion, which makes it also an all-time high. So this is trading volume. This is what we can assess. It's not decentralized, but it's buzzing. It's on fire, we could say, right? Next step of the due diligence checklist, we have to look at competition. We have to look at the technology. Let's go there. So I go to my Twitter profile where Simon Severino, where I posted it. Let's look at the next thing. Those are the network effects. Well, it will have network effects, but they are not there yet. So it's a 0 right now. I only do red or green. I don't do any yellows, to be very clear. Competition risk, well, there is only one big competition, that's Chainlink, and it's faster and better than Chainlink. So risk, from my perspective, low. This is eating market shares every minute. Inflation risk, it's humongous. It's humongous, terrible tokenomics, and huge inflation risk. Legal risk, high as it can be, of course. Only Bitcoin has a low legal risk. Everything else has a high risk. Velocity, growth and direction, amazing. You've just seen the 8.1 billion. Then the team, yes. Community, yes. Buzzing. Technical analysis, buzzing. So I went in at 0.43, and it's now right now at 0.45 in just overnight. And it will be volatile, of course. will be volatile. And it's 6 out of 10, so it's high risk. So don't jump into it if you cannot afford to lose that money. If you are starting your due diligence and want to be in the picks and shovels rather than in the gold, then this can be a pick and shovel play, because there can be no Web 2 or Web 3 world without us solving the problem of trustable data. Without trust in data sources, nothing will work. So these are really the railroads of the future. We need something on the infrastructure level, on the database level, that creates trustworthy sources of data, so that whenever you build something on it, on the next layer, on the application layer, let's say you build something that coordinates all information for all police stations in your country, and you want a database that is trustable, you will need an oracle. That right now can be Chainlink, and in the future it can be Pyth. So Pyth Network is something that I have added to my trading portfolio. Very small position, because it's very, very early. And if you are on your path to improving your revenue systems, improving your investment systems, hope this can shorten your own due diligence, and keep rolling.